So lying down, maybe the knees are bent, or maybe you've got a bolster under your knees to begin with, if you prefer to have that there. And we're just gonna start to really arrive now on your mat. So let's take the palms onto the belly, either feet flat or legs extended, whatever you prefer in this moment. And let your fingertips spread nice and wide. Just have a little wiggle to settle the shoulders, maybe even a wiggle to settle the hips down. And as we are just now trying to get comfortable, maybe this is the first time today, this morning, that you'll really start to focus on your breathing. Something that we just really take for granted every day. So I want you to now, if you can, let your eyes close. And begin to just really notice those sounds that may be around you in the space around you. The sounds within the room. And then can you start to notice the sound of your own breath? So that sound of the inhale rising in the body, and the sound of the exhale, almost like it's deflating the air out of your body. And again, noticing the sound of your inhale, and noticing the sound of your exhale. And whilst we're here, try not to really judge it. There's no right or wrong way it should sound or anything, but just try to really observe it. Observing the sound, even observing sort of the quality of that, the texture of the breath. Maybe even noticing the temperature of the breath as it filters in and out of the nostrils. Good, so just taking a few more moments to settle in, arrive. I was listening to this podcast yesterday and it explained the breath as being a love letter between the body and mind, which I thought was really nice, the way that we can really find the breath has a true impact on the way we think, the way we feel. Not just physically, but also mentally as well. So as we arrive here, just starting to really feel that breath become a little bit longer, but also calmer. There's no forcing or any holding of the breath. Just observing that inhale, even observing the transition into the exhale, and again around. Inhale and the exhale. When you're ready, let your hands start to open out away from the body now. Spread through the fingertips. Just really feel that sensation of just wriggling out through the fingertips. And then let your head nice and slowly rock from side to side. Just notice the weight of your head. So maybe it's this heaviness you sense rolling left to right, right to left. And just really start to come into the body. So less of this thinking mind this morning and more of this feeling into the body. We're going to take it slowly and start to, if your legs are extended, bend the knees, feet flat. And then draw your knees into your chest. And let your palms hug the knees in as you lightly rock on your back from side to side there. So nice and slowly rocking into all four corners of your back. You can even take your knees a little further away from your tummy, even a little wider. And then you can feel bit more of a massage to the base of the spine, the sacrum, So if you do suffer from any back pain now and again, this is a great one to really massage out your back. A little bit of self-massage. Good. And then nice and slowly place the soles of the feet back to the floor. Keep breathing, keep listening to the breath, observing that breath. And you're going to grab a hold of your strap. So taking the right knee to the chest, and then slowly you have to lift the head and the shoulders to place the strap now to the arch of your foot. So we're going to try to think about rooting down through the right hip bone. So notice when you lift the leg that that right hip probably wants to come off the floor. So ground down through the right hip. Think about length through both sides of your waist and the leg extending to the sky. And that doesn't have to be straight. You might have a slight bend there, so there's no sort of burning sensation at the back of your knee. But think about trying to almost reach the heel of the heel of the foot away. Flex through the feet, and therefore you might now start to feel that activation through the hamstring, maybe even the calf of the leg as well. So with the arms, you could either have the arms stretched up, arms straight, but try and keep the shoulders relaxed down, or alternatively the elbows bent and the elbows resting on the floor with your shoulders relaxed as well. So those two options there, just making sure that there's no shoulders lifted to the ears, there's no gripping. We'll just take a few moments to really sense into that leg. Think about this long femur bone is rooting down into that right hip. But at the same time, because you're lifting the leg up, it's almost this sense of it lifting up in opposition from away from the ground. So if that feels okay, you might want to leave that, you might want to stick to that. Or if you want to, you can extend the left leg away. Let the left heel reach away. Again, flex the foot, spread the toes, and breathe again. Noticing the placement of your back. Can you relax a little bit into the back? And if that doesn't feel good, you feel like you're overarching into your spine, again, draw the left heel back. But work with your option there. Relax the facial muscles. Just notice if there's any unnecessary gripping. Often we grip at the jaw without even realizing we're doing that. So just notice the placement of the tongue in the mouth. Perhaps that can soften a little bit into the jaw space. And then again, observing that breath, the breath into the belly, into the chest, even out into the ribs and into the back body as well. And allowing it to fully deflate away from the body, out of the body as you exhale. Good. We're going to take one more breath here. And then exhale. And then start to slowly take the straps into your left hand, your right palm on your right hip crease. And take the leg across the midline of your body. Now this is quite subtle. You don't have to go far across the midline of your body. Just enough so that you feel that now down the side of your leg. So if you are a runner, so this you might already feel this kneel already as you've been for a run this morning. So it's only really subtle. Try not to just take the leg across too far that you actually just lose that sensation of a stretch anyway. So pressing the heel away. Trying to still ground through that right side, but lengthen across the body, midline of the body. Again, notice here if there's a bit of gripping into that left shoulder. So soften through the left shoulder. And then breathe space into your body. Again, you might have the left sole of the foot on the mat. That's absolutely fine as well. Breathe for a few more breaths. I'm just going to check in on you all. Let's see how you're getting it on there. Yeah, great. Nice, everybody. Really good. So that leg is just across the midline. Let's take one more breath in. And out. Well done. Now try to think a little bit about your abdominal muscles here. Scoop the abdominal muscles in as you then bring the leg back to the center. So from here, option to bring the left sole of the foot to the floor. Your straps are now going to come into your right hand and your left palm on your left hip crease. Take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to take the right leg to the right and simultaneously let the left knee open in opposition. So that's if you've got your left foot on the floor. You can allow the left knee to draw out in the opposite way. And again, try not to go so far that you lose that connection of your left hip rooted. Your right elbow again, just now drop down on the floor to bring you some stability. Press the heel of that right foot away. And then just notice where there may be a slight twist in the torso. So trying to keep that equal length into both sides of the waist. Relaxing through the jaw again. And really observe that breath. Where is your breath held in this moment? Can you carry that breath a little bit further around the body? Good. Allow the jaw to relax again. Let's take one more deep breath in and out. And then draw the abdominal muscles up and in. So engage the abdominals to help then float that right leg back to center. And then taking the strap away, start to now lower the leg really slowly with control. Now, if this starts to ping in your lower back, please do bend the knee. But if you can maintain a straight leg the whole time, scoop in at the abdominals so you can start to really use that core stability there to enable the leg to lower very slowly with control. Well done, everybody. And just notice how that leg feels there. If you haven't already stretched the left leg away, do so now. Just notice, can you feel the difference in one side to the other? Maybe that right leg feels a little bit longer already today. So take a nice breath in, just holding here, sensing in the body the opposites, the heaviness you may feel in places, the lightness you may feel. And then when you're ready, start to now slowly draw the left knee up, the right knee up, and then we're going to hug the left knee to the chest. So grabbing a hold of your strap, taking that strap in your head and your chest to take the strap to the left arch of the foot. And then again, just starting to settle into the pose. So again, thinking of that rooting of the left hip, extending that left heel up to the sky. Again, this may be straight the leg, or there may be a little bend there so that there's no burning sensation at the back of the knee. An option to keep the right knee bent, or you can extend that right leg away. And really sense in the body that opposite sensation of drawing the hip down, but lengthening the heel up to the sky, creating a long line of your leg. So elbows can be bent, palms at the lower part of the straps, the shoulders are soft, or you can have your arms up straight, but try to relax the shoulders down. And then keeping your head nice and central. I keep having to look at the screen, but if you can, try and keep your head central now. Listening to my guidance, just allowing you to really observe your breath, feeling that length into both sides of your waist. And rooting away through that right foot if you have got your right leg stretched away. Just check in on you again. Well done. Feeling the inhale. Feeling the exhale. Good, feeling that inhale, feeling that exhale, feeling that inhale, feeling the exhale. Let the inhale grow deep, and the exhale go slow. Good. So we're going to slowly now breathe in, take the straps into your right hand, and as you exhale, take that left leg across the midline of your body. So try to use your left palm just to sort of stabilize the left hip, and then extend out through that left heel. And again, we want to feel that subtle stretch, the IT band just to the side there, so you're not, again, going too far across, the subtle stretch here. Again, for runners, it may feel quite strong with the very slight movement. So let the shoulders relax again. Notice where you may have gripped or held unintentionally. And then allow the breath to flow. Find length into both sides of your waist. See if you can really let that breath expand into more parts of your body. So if you notice that you're breathing quite a lot into the belly or up into your chest, can you direct that breath a little bit further? So maybe into the backs of the ribs, the back body as well. So therefore we're trying to create more space into our body. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale. And then hug the abdominals in. Draw the leg back to the center. So option now to bend the right knee, foot to the floor. Take the straps to the left hand. Right palm to right hip crease. Take a breath in. And we're going to exhale, open the leg to the left side now. And simultaneously, the right knee opens to the other way. That left elbow may be planted down on the mat to give you some stability. But again, try not to simply just take the foot to the floor, that you lose that connection through the right side, and trying to keep both sides of your waist long. Breathing in, breathing out. Relax the shoulders, unfurl the shoulders down to the ground. Breathe with ease. Notice if the ribs try to flare up here. Maybe you need to come back a little more to the center to avoid that flaring up of the ribs. Settle into the back and breathe space into the whole body. Good. Let's take one more breath in and out. Start to engage the abdominal muscles. So scoop the abdominals in to lift the leg back to center nice and slowly. Remove your strap. Option to bend the knee here, but if you're feeling okay in your lower back, flex the foot and lower it down very slowly with control. So keep reaching away through your heel. Notice what happens in the back. Can you settle in the backs of the ribs a little bit there? And lower the leg with control. Good. We're going to take the right leg down to meet and just take a few moments holding here, just sensing in the body how it feels in the legs. Maybe there's a little bit more balance now from left to right, right to left. Sensing in the body where you may feel heavy, where you may feel quite light and soft. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to slowly draw the heels back towards the buttocks, hug both knees to your chest and rock on your back from side to side. So slowly, when you're ready, relax your shoulders, engage the abdominal muscles, take a deep breath in, and then exhale, hug your chin to your chest, lift your head, lift your shoulders and rounding through your back. So keep trying to engage the core, keep your gaze down. If at any time you feel you need to support your neck, you're welcome to do so. We're going to slowly extend the left leg away, stretch it away, but then keep your right knee to your chest. Relax again through the shoulders, and this may be enough for you here. We're going to keep the knee to the chest, an option now to lift the left foot off the floor, just an inch or so. Reach the toes away, breathe in. And then next option, exhale, see if you can reach both fingertips to reach away. Try to notice the shoulders, keeping them down. Breathing in, breathing out. So you're really helping to create strong neck muscle, strong abdominals. Let's take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, hug the left knee in, relax the head and the shoulders back down to the mat. Squeeze the knees in. So applying a bit of pressure to the colon as we do this posture, also known as wind removing pose. So I'm glad you're all at home at this moment. So we're going to take your left knee to your chest. Well, actually, let's start with both knees to chest as we did before. Engage the abdominal muscles. Take a deep breath in And then exhale again, raise up through your head and shoulders. So you're going to squeeze the left knee to your chest, extend the right leg down, and you can keep the right leg relaxed on the mat. Try to unfold the shoulders, square the hips, breathe in, breathe out. Option to support your neck with one palm if you prefer. And then if you want to go a little bit further, let's take the right foot off the floor, reach away through the toes, lengthen through that whole right side of your body. And then again, breathe in, exhale, option to take the palms and reach them away to the end of your mat. Shoulders relaxed, back of the neck long. Breathe space into the upper chest. Breathe out. One more breath, breathe with ease. And then exhale, hug both knees to your chest, lower the head and shoulders. Well done. And rock on your back from side to side there. Nice and slowly breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to take our feet to the floor. So still lying on our backs for a moment. We're going to start to now just lift the hips and slot them over to the right side of your mat ever so slightly. And then take your arms up over your head, reach them up and behind. You're going to take a hold of your right wrist with your left fingertips. So you can almost wrap your middle fingertip and your thumb around that right wrist. And then very slowly start to almost bend your upper torso over to your left side. Then with your legs, so try and keep your hips where they are. Extend your legs away to the left-hand corner of your mat, stacking the right ankle over the left side. So you want to almost create like this banana shape with your body. You're bananaing all the way over to the left side. And you can either just look over to your left side, or if it feels okay in your neck, start to look over to the right side. And you want to feel that whole right side of your body stretching out. So as I come to a seated position, the upper body looks a little bit like this, and you should be really opening up into the right side body. So I'll just check in on you all. Keep the hips grounded if you can, and then breathe a lot of space into that right side of your body. That's it. Good. Well done, everybody. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Work on really grounding the right hip so it's not rolling over with you to the left side. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths, filling up into the ribs, into the chest. Exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. Well done. Nice and slowly soften the grip through the hand. Slowly bring the feet back. Send your hips back to the center of your mat and then square up your body back into the center. Let's take a moment to just come back to this central position. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. When you're ready, take the hips over to the left side of your mat. Taking the arms up over the head and then starting to take a hold of your left wrist, right thumb, maybe the middle finger wraps around the right wrist. And then slowly take that banana shape so that your torso stretches over to your right side. Extend the legs away to that top right-hand corner of your mat and stack the left ankle over the right there. Again, try to just draw the left hip down, banana that shape all the way over to the right side now as you breathe space into your left side body. Breathe in and breathe out. An option to just keep the right cheek to right shoulder, or you can turn your head slightly over to the left side. Just see how that feels for you in your neck. And just a couple more moments here, breathing into that side body, grounding through the left hip. Breathe. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Wonderful. Nice and slowly, Release the grip through the hands. Step your feet back and then slowly bring your hips back to the center of your mat there. So nice and slowly back in the center. Couple of breaths here, again sensing in the body where you may feel quite heavy, where you may feel quite light. Trying to be here effortlessly. Good. And then nice and slowly hug your knees to your chest, squeeze the knees in, gently rock on your back from side to side. We're going to carefully roll over to one side, so wherever you have space around you. Use the palm in front of your heart to gently ease your way up nice and slowly. And we'll all come to meet on the mat on all fours. So take your time, as we've spent some time lying down. You're going to take your toes to touch, your knees apart, and press your hips back into a child's pose. So if this doesn't feel good for anyone in their knees or anything, feel free to grab the blanket or a bolster, which you can then place underneath your buttocks to give you a little bit more height to pop up. The other thing is you can also bring your fists on top of one another and rest your forehead on your fists if a full child's pose isn't right for you in this moment. So find your child's pose. If your arms are extended, really spread through the fingertips. And we'll quietly just let the head rock from side to side there, nice and slow. So a little bit of a massage across your brow. Bit of stimulation across the pituitary gland, releasing those feel-good hormones today. Stretching along through the armpits, chest. Breathing space into your back. So think about as you breathe in, the belly may rise onto the thighs. And as you breathe out, there's this space across your whole back that you create. Let's take one more breath here. And out, knowing that you can return to child's pose anytime if you wish. From there, we're going to slowly walk the hands towards the knees. You're going to just hug the abdominals in and roll your spine up like a rag doll very carefully. You may want to take your knees a little bit closer now, and we'll be seated at the end of our mat on our heels. So if this feels really uncomfortable for you, feel free to come down to the side so you're not uncomfortable on your ankles. If you're okay here, let's take the hands on the inner thighs for a moment. Roll the shoulders back and down. Feel the spine is long and tall as you take a few moments to close the eyes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Observing that breath. Swallowing that breath. Taking it all in for one more breath. And out. Good. Start to nice and slowly engage through the abdominal muscles. We're going to start to take a breath in and rise up onto the shins as we take the hands all the way up to the sky. So we're in this kneeling pose. And then as you exhale, if you've got space, open the arms nice and wide around you. So from the front, it will look like this. We're going to inhale, take the hands up to the sky, look up. And then exhale, open the palms nice and wide. And again, inhale, rise up nice and slow, look up. And then exhale, take the palms out nice and wide, bringing the hands to your heart center in prayer. One more time here, we're going to inhale, take the hands to the sky. This time as we exhale, push the bottom back, fold your heart forwards and dive the fingertips forwards into a child's pose. We're then going to come forwards into an all fours position and then lower the pelvis, lower the hips to arrive onto your belly. Take the feet nice and wide, slide the forearms forward so they're quite wide in this Sphinx position. Root your pelvis, press almost down into the tips of the toenails, and this is more safely for your back, into this back bend. Just roll the heart forwards on the in-breath, shoulders back. And then exhale, hug the chin to the chest. Inhale, press to all fours. And exhale back into a child's pose. So we're going to repeat that a few times. So slide the fingertips to your knees. As you inhale, you're going to rise up onto your shins, float the hands up to the sky, look up, and then hands to your heart center, exhale. It's a little bit differently with the arms. We're going to inhale, sweep the hands to the sky, look up, and hands to your heart, exhale. Let's take one more like that. Breathe in, stretch nice and tall, and breathe out. Great. This time now, as we inhale, we stretch up, but then we exhale, we draw the buttocks back, we fold forwards, we've reached the hands forwards in our child's pose. We inhale to come forwards to all fours, and then we exhale, start to, with a straight spine, so try not to stick the bottom in the air, lower with control onto the belly. Inhale, first option onto the forearms, or if your lower back feels okay, you can start to lift the elbows off the mat into this wide-armed cobra. Breathing again. Well done, everybody. And exhale, lower with control. Forehead to the mat, palms beneath the shoulders. Inhale, press to all fours, and exhale, child's pose. Well done. We're going to take one more. So slide the fingertips to your knees. Inhale, sweep the hands up to the sky, look up. And then exhale, hands to your heart center into prayer. And again, inhale, rise up. Nice and long spine. And hands to your heart, exhale. Last one like that. Breathe in, reach tall. Breathe out, settle the shoulders. Ready for our fold. So we inhale, reach high. We exhale, draw the buttocks back. And then reach the hands forwards, child's pose. Inhale, draw the belly in, coming forwards to all fours. And then exhale, lower with control onto your belly. First option, the Sphinx with elbows down. Second option, reach the hands wide. Or coming now in the third option, onto your fingertips. As you inhale, rise up a little higher now into your cobra, if your lower back is okay there. Hold here as you exhale, shoulders root down. Press away through the legs. Take another breath in. And then exhale, melt your heart down to the mat, chin to chest. Inhale, press to all fours. And then exhale, child's pose. Good. We're adding on here. We're going to inhale, slide the fingertips to the knees. Rise up onto your shins. And then exhale, take the hands to your hips or to your lower back, or maybe even to support your sacrum. And you're going to roll the shoulders away. I quite like to place my fingertips up to find like it gives me a bit of stability, support there, but you're welcome to have your palms down, that's fine. Fingertips down rather. Start to really engage the abdominals and lift through the front body. As you inhale, roll the breastbone up to the sky into our camel pose. Try to avoid really just jolting the neck back here, so you feel that compression in the back of the neck. So feel the lift coming from the front body rather than this big arch into the back body. Let the hips draw forwards, lengthening through the fronts of your thighs, your hip flexors. Let's take one more breath in. And then nice and slowly, chin rolls to the chest, the seat lowers down, and we sweep the hands forwards, child's pose. Let your head rock from side to side there, nice and slow. Good. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, come forwards to all fours, and we're going to step our right foot forwards. So nice and slowly ease that right foot forwards. If your knee is okay here, or you need a bit of cushioning beneath your knee, you're welcome to place that there. Just slowly rock your weight forwards and backwards slowly here. Try to think, especially for knee injuries, try to really think about this tracking of your hip, knee and ankle in one straight line. So there's no sort of flaring out of the knee there. Good. Let's just take two more breaths. Nice and slowly easing into the front of that left hip flexor. And then stretching a little bit into that right hamstring. So when you're ready, ground the right toe, spread the toes, and we're going to inhale, rise up to our low crescent lunge. Good. Let the palms reach up. Let your tailbone lengthen down so the front of the left hip flexor is stretching here. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Again, unfurl the shoulders, breathe out. We're going to take the left wrist, take a hold of that left wrist with your right palm like we did in our banana shape. Inhale, rise up, and then exhale, side bend over to your right side. So you're bending over the knee, the bent knee there. And just notice if you sink into that right side waist. So lift up and out of that right waist and then hinging over there. Press into that right foot. Breathe into the front of the chest. Breathe out. One more breath. Gently lengthen the tailbone down and then engage the core. Inhale, rise up. Good. We're going to exhale, take the hands to the hips. Keeping this right knee bent, see if you can now just turn that left knee. So just be careful on your knee there. If you need to lift it first, that's fine. Turn on the left knee and swivel the left toes behind you. So I'm going to do this other direction so you can see better. So your right knee is bent, your left knee is down, and you're just swiveling the left knee, the toes behind you. So you should start to feel into this hip opener. So it's a variation of warrior two, but on a kneeling version. So when you're ready, inhale, reach your palms up in a straight line, shoulders relaxed. Good, ground through the front toe, and then slowly reach your weight forwards ever so slightly, as if you're trying to touch the wall in front of you. Press through the front foot, inhale, rise up, and then exhale to reach. Let's take it again, inhale, lift. Exhale to reach. Good. Inhale, coming up. Slowly now you're going to exhale, slide the right heel away. My mat's quite nice and slidey there, so it works, but you might be a bit grippy. So press the heel away. Keep the hands reached up for one breath in. And then as you exhale, let the right palm start to lower down, maybe at the shin, maybe the thigh. And we're going to take the left palm to the sky. So breathe in fully. Breathe out. Breathe in fully. Breathe out. I realise I may be looking at them on the other direction to you because I'm on a screen. So you should have your right leg extended away and your left arm up to the sky. So let's take one more breath in and out. Well done. Coming all the way up nice and slow. Engage the abdominals and slide your right foot back. You're going to slowly windmill the left hand forwards and then just turning and tucking that left knee back. So again, if you need to, take the knee up to square it up, that's fine. Rise up again on the inhale, low crescent lunge. And then exhale, palms to the floor. Send your right knee back. And then nice and slowly sway your hips out. And walk your hands forwards, child's pose. Forehead to the mat. Breathe in nice and slow. Breathe out. Really good, everyone. Breathing in and breathing out. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. We're going to slowly hug the fingertips back towards the knees. Inhale, rise up onto your shins. Reach the hands to the sky, look up. And then exhale, hands to your heart center. So going back through that flow. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to the heart center. And one more like that. Breathe in. Breathe out. Adding in our fold here. So we inhale, rise. Exhale, draw the buttocks back. Reach the hands forwards. Child's pose. Inhale forwards to all fours. And then exhale, shift your weight forwards, lower to your belly with control. Take the feet nice and wide. Option to bring elbows down, or that option to come right up onto the fingertips. Inhale, lift your heart, your chest. Exhale, hold. We're going to inhale, so if you want to, option to do this. Draw the right heel to the right buttocks. And then looking over towards those right toes. Exhale, return to center. Hug the left heel towards left buttocks. Breathe in, looking to the left. And then exhale, return to center. Take another breath in, roll the heart up. And then exhale, lower with control. Forehead to the mat, palms beneath shoulders. Inhale, lift to all fours. And then exhale, child's pose. One breath in, one breath out. We're going to inhale, come to all fours. And then slowly step your left foot forwards. So like we did on the other side, just nice and slowly tracking that knee forwards and backwards. Working on getting that stretch into the front of your right hip flexor. And then even into the left hamstring as you draw backwards. Good. Try not to collapse into the chest, so keep the heart elevated and breathe space into the chest. Good. And then ground the left toes. Inhale, rise up, low crescent lunge as you lift your heart, lift your chest with your left foot forwards. Well done. So taking a moment to settle in the pose. Lengthen the back of the tailbone down so that you can feel now the right hip flexor stretching. Try to press into that left big toe, and then we're going to take a hold of our right wrist with our left fingertips. Inhale, grow nice and tall, and keeping that left side of your waist long as you exhale to slowly hinge over to your left side. Keep lengthening the tailbone down so you feel the front of the hip flexor really stretching there. Breathe space into the chest. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Press into the left big toe. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, take the hands to your hips there slowly. So as we did on the other side, we're going to slowly swivel that right knee now so that you can tuck the right toes behind as we prepare for this kneeling version of Warrior Two. We're going to inhale, take the hands up and rise up into Warrior Two kneeling version. So spread the toes on the left side. Good. Breathe in. Start to slowly reach your fingertips forwards and breathe out to center. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, center. Inhale, reach away. Good. Exhale, center. Let's take one more nice and long through the sideways. Nice, everybody. Exhale, center. Perfect. When you're ready, inhale. See if you can send the left heel away. You're squaring your torso to the front. Breathe in. And then exhale. Let the left palm float down. Maybe it's at the thigh, maybe at the shin. Try not to lock out at that left knee joint. And then inhale, take the right hand to the sky. So breathing in and then breathe out, take that side bend. Good. So this time you should really feel some space into the right side of your body. Breathe and hold. Breathe out, relax the shoulders, relax the gaze, relax your jaw. Good. One more breath in. And out. Scoop the abdominals in as we inhale to rise back up nice and slow. Gently draw the left heel back into that Warrior Two kneeling version. And then breathe in, sweep the right hand forward, square that right hip forward. So again, you might need to lift the knee if that feels better to bring your torso back to the center. And then exhale, lower the palms, step back, all fours pose. Good. So let your chin roll to the chest, coming into a cat stretch. So the tailbone lengthening down, the rounding of the spine, allowing space into your upper back, and just breathe here for a moment. One deep breath in and out. Good. Let's take the hands forwards, one hand's distance. We're going to slowly tuck the toes and come to meet in our first downward facing dog. So allow the knees to lift off the mat. Allow the hips to rise up to the sky. Allow the shoulders to unfurl away from the ears. And then just starting to walk out your heels a little bit here. Now, if you tend to find in downward dog that you've got a lot of weight bearing in your wrists and all that weight's coming forwards to your hands, then have a little try at bending the knees, but try not to sink the bottom down. So bending at the knees, keeping the hips as high as you can, and therefore getting the back to straighten out. So it's more important that your back is straight here and the knees can be bent than having dead straight legs and a round in your back. So it's not going to help your shoulders or any strain in your upper back. So bend the knees, roll the shoulders away from your ears, and really find that there's a lot of long line into your arms and the backs of the legs. Breathe here for a few more moments, spreading through the fingertips. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then nice and slowly looking forwards. And start to just bring your hands and feet to meet, so probably in the centre of your mat. And you can bend your knees nice and slow as you come to meet, hands and feet together. Nice deep bend into the knees. Allow your torso to fold over your thighs there and just allow the head to really unwind. Taking a couple of rolls of the neck and the head. Maybe shake yes. Shake no, moving that neck to release, and let the head feel heavy as you return to center now, along through the arms. And if you find that this isn't serving your back at all, then you can just place your hands onto your thighs, keeping your back slightly elevated and lifted, but keeping the feet nice and rooted. So that's an option there, just trying to keep the back straight if need be. Otherwise, for those of you that are in this forward fold here, take a couple more deep breaths. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Walking your hands forwards again and sending your feet back into our downward facing dog pose. Good. So inhale a breath. Exhale. We're going to now inhale, roll over our toes to a plank position. So stack the shoulders over the wrists. Try to reach the heels away. Try to lengthen your heart forwards. Now, if you feel you're collapsing here, please lower your knees so there's no strain in your back. Let's take one more breath. And then option to lower knees, or we can all exhale, lower with control onto our bellies, lower down. Reach the toes away. Inhale, float the heart forwards, cobra pose. And then exhale, lower with control. We're going to take the left palm, placing it in front of our chest. Reach the right arm forwards. Ground your pelvis here. Hug the abdominals in. And then inhale, bend the right heel towards your buttocks. If this doesn't feel good in anyone's lower back, you're welcome to just keep the right leg extended away. Start to now inhale, lift through your heart, your chest, and see if you can take a hold of that ankle behind you for half bow pose. Square your pelvis, breathe in, breathe out. Option to lift the knee away from the floor and roll the shoulder blade back and behind. Taking two more breaths here. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Well done. Nice and slowly release the foot, square the shoulders back to center, forehead onto the backs of the hands or the wrists, and rock your hips slowly from side to side. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's take it to the other side. So right palm in front of the chest, extend the left hand forwards. Again, you've got an option here to just keep the leg extended and lifted if that's better for your back. Ground the pelvis. Inhale, hug the left heel to buttocks. Exhale, take that left palm to meet the ankle. Engage through the core as you inhale, rise up through your chest. And then exhale, maybe option to lift the knee off the floor as well, keeping the shoulders square. Good. Let's take two deep breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. Stimulating the navel with that gentle compression. So one more breath in. And breathe out. Well done. Lower the knee, extend the arm forwards, then palm on top of palm, forehead onto the backs of the wrists, and then just rock your hips from side to side there. Breathing in, Breathing out. Well done. Take the hands beneath the shoulders. Inhale, press up to all fours. Tuck the toes and exhale, meeting in downward facing dog pose. So spread the fingertips, spread the toes nice and wide. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Again, finding that long line of your spine. We're going to take our gaze forwards and tiptoe our feet forwards. So again, you might want to bend the knees here, coming to meet the hands. Forward fold. Hug the abdominal muscles in, and nice and slowly, we're going to roll our spines up like a rag doll. Take your time to let the head come up very, very last. And roll out your shoulders a couple of times as we stand now on our mats. Well done, everybody. I can just see like bodies, half the heads get cut off on the screen. So like we were just doing lying down, coming to our balancing ballerina pose. I completely forgot what I was doing then. So you're coming to dancers, not ballerina. So you're going to bring the weight to your left foot to begin with. So spread the toes nice and wide. Try to lift up and away from the ground. So try not to sink to the ground. If you want to be near the wall, you're welcome to do this near a wall as well. So we're going to slowly hug the right knee up towards the chest. And if you aren't using a wall, just place the hands to your hips, keeping your gaze forwards and focused at one point of focus. From there, we're going to slowly dive the leg behind, draw the heel to the buttocks. Maybe that's enough. Or if you want to go a little bit further now, like we were doing lying down, right palm to right ankle. Draw the abdominals in, lift through the chest. Inhale, sweep the left hand to the sky. And then option now as you exhale to gently tilt the heart forwards. Press the foot into that hand, the hand into the foot. Oh, this is quite handy. I've got a low ceiling here to help keep me propped up. So keep the hip square. Try not to let the hip just open out to the side there and the knee in line with the hip. And see if you can balance for a moment. Lift away from the ground. Keep your gaze forwards and keep your focus on your breath. Your breath is really here to help keep you focused and steady. I may not look like I am right now, but keep breathing for one last breath. And then gently as you exhale, try not to put the foot down if you can. Whoop, really wobbly today. Reach up through the right side. Relax the shoulders and come down, roll out the shoulders. Got a bit of a wobble going on here. Got quite a soft carpet, so that doesn't help. So you're going to start to just wiggle out the legs. Spread the toes now onto your right side. And then start to shift the weight to that side. Hug the abdominals in. Inhale, float the left knee to your chest. So maybe you've got a wall if you wish to use it. Otherwise, we're going to dive the left heel back, heel to buttocks. Taking the left hand behind. Square the hips. Again, trying to keep that knee in line with your hip alignment. Engage the core. Breathe and reach the right hand high. And then exhale if you wish to start to now lengthen your heart forwards, so not down, forwards and long, and reach that left heel away. Let's breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Just check in on you all. Inhale. Yeah, lovely. That's it, Thea. Up again. Keep going. Well done. Nice, Tim and Ashley. Yeah. Good effort, everyone. Keep your gaze at one point of focus. That's great. I can just see like one leg of some people. Nice, Neil. Good, Chris. One last breath. Inhale. And then slowly, when you're ready, exhale. Try if you can without putting the foot down. Hug the left knee back to your chest. And then slowly place that foot back down. Well done, everybody. Give your legs a good shake out. Maybe have a sip of water if you want to. We're going to take the feet now quite wide. So take the feet out as wide as your mat. Spread the toes nice and wide. And then on the inhale, reach your hands up to the sky. Reach tall. Exhale, take the hands to your heart center. And as if you are now sliding down the back of a wall, lower down, bone by bone, down that imaginary wall into your squat pose. So maybe a squat pose doesn't feel great. If it's not ideal for you, you're welcome to actually sit on something and still come into a squat, and you can still get that hip opener. If you're here in the squat with no prop, brilliant. Let's just take a few moments. Press the heels of the palms together and draw those heels together to almost encourage your forearms to come parallel to the floor. Relax the shoulders. Wonderful. If you can, close the eyes. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more deep breath in and out. Perfect. When you're ready, drop the chin to the chest. Bring your hands behind you. Maybe you can take it to your bolster, but try to ease the weight off your knees and into the feet as you come to sit down onto your buttocks. So hopefully now you can have some props nearby. We're going to come to a seated position, but we're going to take a bolster beneath our knees. We also might want to have an extra blanket. We also might want to have a block or book or whatever you've got to hand as well. So preparing for a restorative version of a forward fold, we're going to have quite a few props here to keep us supported. Your knees bent, bolster underneath, and your hips rooted. So I'm taking a block and a cushion, but you might want to trial and error it with less or more. And we're going to take a breath in at the top. And as we exhale, we slightly fold forward. So depending on the flexion in your spine here, some people might be quite upright. Some of you might be able to go a little bit further. But what I want you to do with your props is make sure you've got a support for your head. So I'm going to place mine and then wrap my arms around my brick and rest my forehead onto the prop there. You want to feel like you've got a lot of support around you and that you can simply surrender into the pose. And you might find you want to place one cheek to one side, and then when you're ready you take it to the other side. So just see how that feels. It might not feel great in your neck. You might prefer to have your head down. And it's just a bit of trial and error. If you're bigger busted as well, you might want to be able to have a bit of space here and something more elevated underneath your head. So it really is about now just coming into a space where you can use those props to really enable us to listen inwards. So I'm just going to check in and have a little look for you all. That's it. So when we start to come into these restorative poses, it's less about muscular contraction and more about really relaxing into it. So, and sometimes it may feel like you're not really doing much, but really less is more in this lesson. So try to allow yourself to surrender over the thighs. Let your head feel supported. And yeah, it feels nice to let the head rest to one side. Nice, dear, great. Lovely, Bex, well done. Just allow the eyes to close for a moment. Good. And sometimes forward folds can bring up a lot emotionally. And it's a really good practice. Forward folds are a really good practice for us to really practice our patience. There's often that eagerness to reach through to the toes, see how far we can reach. But actually here, this is about less, stepping back a little bit. Being effortless in our posture. Nurturing the body with this smooth, flowing breath. And if you have your head at one side, just lightly turn it in the other direction. Notice the feet on the ground, the outer arches of your feet. Notice the weight of your legs releasing down onto the bolster. Noticing any sensations that may arise through the spine. Maybe at times there's moments of comfort, maybe at times moments of discomfort. So I welcome you to make any adjustments that you may need to, so that you can find a better place of comfort. So resting your gaze, breathing slowly. Take 2 more breaths here. So in your own time, just observing that breath. Maybe again noticing the sound of that breath. You're going to slowly, when you're ready, if your head is turned, let your head come back to the center. Very slowly, like a rag doll, start to roll your spine up, bone by bone, stacking your spine back up, and really notice that space that you have created into your back body. Roll your shoulders back and away, breathing in and breathing out. Well done, everybody. We're going to take our props, so take it nice and slow. Keep your head quite low as we come into these restorative poses so you don't get dizzy. And then you're going to just take your bolster now. So you can, I'm going to come down on my left side so I can see you. Actually, let's start on the right side. So bringing yourself down so that you've got your right hip down on the side. And you're going to place a bolster next to you. So some of you may find that a bolster is too hard or too arched for you, so do have a blanket nearby, which is also an alternative. So if you find when we come into this pose this bolster is too heavy, too thick, whatever, you could use a rolled up blanket. Again, it's quite subtle, but it can be enough for some people, so that's another option. So we're going to have our right hip to the side of the bolster. We also need another cushion or a block nearby. We're going to very slowly try and arch our side waist over the side of the bolster. So once you've rolled over that side, you want to have some space then to let your arm rest between your bolster and your cushion, where you'll then place your head to that cushion. So this is what I mean by a bit of trial and error. Some of you may find that rolling onto the side of that bolster isn't comfortable, and therefore something slightly lower, like a rolled up blanket, might feel better for you. And then you also need to just judge in your own body, like how far away you want to be from that bolster. So if I get a little bit too close, rather a bit too far away, I can't quite get my arm over the bolster. So my torso is quite short. If you've got a longer torso, it's also going to be different. With your leg position, you can stack the knees on top of one another, but I quite like to have that sort of crisscross shape with my legs. And another thing you can do here is you can also place a block beneath one knee, or you can even have a blanket placed between both legs. So it's really about finding positions that work for you. So if you're still just trying to get into the pose, roll your torso over either your blanket or your bolster. Extend the arm down, so try and relax your shoulder towards the ground, and then press and relax your head to your cushion there. So with your arm now, you've got this left arm, wondering what to do with it perhaps. You can either place the left hand just alongside your body. If it feels like you want to roll the shoulder up, you can take the hand up to the sky, and then you can even place that arm up over the side of your left cheek and reaching to the top part. So this will be a bit more active. You'll be getting a bit more of a stretch into your side waist. So therefore you've got your left arm reaching up to the top of your mat. So that's an option there. Or if you really feel like you just want to keep it really calm and releasing down, you can just let that left elbow rest to your bolster and keep it nice and relaxed there. It's a bit of, again, playing around with where that left arm wants to fall naturally. So once you've settled in, allow your eyes to close. Take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Just sensing in the body where you may feel areas of comfort, areas of discomfort, and where you can perhaps make little shifts and changes in your body. Good. Breathing nice and slow. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Just going to check in that you're all doing okay. Great. Well done, everyone. So with the arm that's underneath you, see if you can extend it in a straight line if you can. Yeah, that's it. Well done, Neil. Nice. Good. Sense in the body where you may feel quite heavy in this moment. And really sensing any areas of softness, lightness. So this practice really encourages us to really observe in our body, sense in our body, a useful tool to have so that when we do ever suffer from any sort of injuries or pains or anything, we are more in tune with it then. We can listen to it a little bit more. We can react to keeping our body in balance a little bit more when we understand it more. So we're just going to take a few more moments. Allow everything to really fall effortlessly with the bolster, the blanket, the ground beneath you, all supporting you. Good, just taking 2 more breaths in your own time. And then very slowly, if you have your left arm extended overhead or on the side of your body, just start to bring the left palm onto your blanket or your bolster in front of you. Stretch your legs away a little bit, and then bending your right elbow, use your right palm and your left palm to ease your way up. Now coming again a bit like a ragdoll, so nice and slowly, head is last to come up, trying not to rush this transition. And taking your time here, so you may end up facing the other way to me, but you're going to end up just shifting yourself. So now Your right hip is up against the bolster. I am going to face I'm going to face you so you can see me if you want to do it again, facing me. So you've got your left hip, and then your left waist up against the side of your bolster. Blankets, everything ready for the other side. So actually for you, Bex, I would suggest taking it lower on your left side, especially for bump and things. You may not necessarily feel like you need it, but it's just for safety reasons, trying not to have too much of an arch on your left side. So again, for some of you, you might find that when you come into the other side, it feels quite different and one side more open than the other. So trial it again with the same position you had before, and if that doesn't feel right, feel free to then lower it to a cushion, a rolled up blanket rather. So you're starting to now take hopefully the left side waist over the side. Your left arm is going to reach underneath and your left shoulder coming to rest towards the ground. So if you can, extend that left arm away and then play with it again. Like I feel like I'm not quite right. You want to almost feel like you slot into it comfortably. And if it's not quite like that, that you've got this niggle somewhere in your body, then just come out, arrive back in, find a space that works for you. Again, the leg positioning, maybe you've got the knees stacked, or maybe it feels better to bring that slight crisscross shape of the legs, maybe a cushion or a blanket beneath or between the knees, or maybe a block beneath the knee as well. So find your space of comfort onto this left side now. If like me, you've got a window open, you're starting to feel a bit chilly, then I should have said that before, but maybe take an extra blanket for some extra layers to keep you warm if need be. So you'll find that your temperature can drop a little bit now as we come into this restorative session. So once you're settled here, option for right arm alongside your body. Maybe you're going to extend and reach that right arm a little bit further all the way up over the head. Or if it feels better to just settle that elbow on the cushion or the bolster in front of you, feel free to do that. I'm actually going to place a little brick on top beneath my right hand. So I've got this sort of support and my shoulders not lifted up to my ears. So just find your comfort. I'll come and check in again on you all, make sure you're all okay. But let your eyes close, your gaze soften. Just settle in, aware of where you're at in the pose, where there's comfort, where you can maybe create a little bit more comfort for yourself in this space. Good. Observing sensations, observing that movement of breath in the body. Yeah, nice. Good. And sometimes it takes a few moments to be in a pose to then realize that actually, okay, I need to make another shift to find that comfort. And that's fine. You're welcome to make those movements. Good. Allowing the gaze to soften. And again, really find that rhythm of your breath. Noticing every inhale and every exhale. Noticing even the slight pause between the inhale, slight pause between that exhale and inhale. Allowing again the softening of the jaw to happen, the releasing of any gripping that's unnecessary in this moment. Observing any heaviness in the body. Observing any lightness in the body. Really allowing all the systems in your body to start to slow down now. And let that breath reach out into the whole body. Good, we'll just take a couple more moments here. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And just a reminder that just because sometimes it often looks like nothing is really happening in restorative yoga, it doesn't really mean that work isn't going on behind the scenes. So a famous teacher known as Donna Fari reminds us that although restorative yoga focuses less on stretching muscles and more on releasing tension, we mustn't mistake this as a mild result. There is still work occurring. It's just more sensitive and mindful work. So when you're ready, very slowly, if you've got your top arm reached up over the head, just start to draw that back in front of the chest. And then using your right palm, pressing down, bend that left elbow and start to again roll yourself up very slowly like a rag doll. So take your time, let the head come up very, very last. Trying not to get dizzy as you come up. And when you're ready, you're going to remove your bolster and your props. You're going to take a extra bit of layers now. If you can, have a sip of water or use the bathroom if you need. And we're going to prepare ourselves to come into our Shavasana. So we'll take a guided Shavasana, a short Nidra practice. So I'm going to take a bolster. I'm going to place that bolster directly underneath my knees. So again, this is a really nice way of just giving your back a bit of support. Extra blankets so you stay warm. I'll shut my window. Good, and you may even find that it's nice to have a cushion or blanket underneath your head. So if your blanket's sort of squared up and placed into a square position, what's quite nice you can do is almost create like a little cocoon for your head. So you rest your head down on the blanket and then with your fingertips you sort of curl around the edges of that blanket, scrunch them in around the crown of the head, even sort of scrunch it around the neck as well, and you almost create like this cocoon for your head, which feels really nice to have that support around your head. Again, you've got the bolster if you wish, and for you Bex, if you're comfortable lying on your back, you can do that at this stage, but if you'd prefer to lie on your side, you can do that. Just make sure you be in a position that works for you at the moment. So when you're ready, even maybe if you've got an eye pillow or something, that's a great addition to have as well, or place something over your eyes. Get yourself ready to lie down, extra props to stay warm at this stage. Maybe the legs are extended out away from your body. Maybe you've got the bolster beneath your knees, so choose your option. When you're ready, let your arms open up away from the body. Let your palms lightly curl up. And settle in now, taking a moment to just observe how you're feeling in your body, in your mind. Good. So just feeling that gentle rhythm of your breath, rising and falling in your body. No right or wrong, nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go, but just to be here in this moment now to observe your breath and settle down. Feel that quality of the breath, the inhale and the exhale. And we'll just carry the light of our attention through different body parts. So let your attention land at these parts and see it, and then simply move on, keeping yourself alert, but not concentrate too intensely. Bring your attention to the space between the eyebrows. Let the attention draw down to the throat and soften. Let your attention draw down to the right shoulder, all the way down through the right arm, right to the right wrist. Noticing the right thumb, the right second finger, third finger, fourth finger, and then little finger. And sense your whole palm, your whole hand, and feel your whole right arm. Bringing that attention back up to the right shoulder, across to your left shoulder, down to the left palm, the left wrist. Noticing that left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, and little finger. Feeling the whole palm, hand, and aware of your whole left arm. Bring that awareness back up the left side, the left arm, to the left shoulder, to your heart space now. Down to the pelvis, to the right hip, through the right leg, to the right ankle, the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and little toe. Sensing into that whole right foot, the whole right leg. Bring it back up to the right hip, into the pelvis, and the left hip. Getting that whole down the left leg, the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, little toe. Aware of the whole left foot, Aware of the whole left leg. Bring the attention back up the left leg, the left hip, back to the pelvis. Space back into the heart center. Space to the throat. Aware of the jaw again to soften here, the cheeks. Noticing the eyes are now heavy, sinking into the face. Soft through the brow, the ears, forehead, the crown. And perceive your whole being now as soft, yet heavy and relaxed. Now slowly just bring your awareness now back to the breath, back to the body. Aware of how you're feeling, how still you may feel. Aware of that sound of your own breath. And starting to awaken your senses now to your surroundings. And maybe you start to notice other sounds that are within the room, the space around you. Sounds outside, noticing the furthest sound away. And aware of the touch of the ground, the mat, or the fabric beneath you. Aware of any smells, any tastes, any textures. Aware of any colours, lightness, darkness. And start to now awaken the body a little. Start to become aware of any sensations moving through the body. As you start to maybe allow some little movements into the fingertips, into the toes. Gentle movements just to bring that body back. Take your time to gently circle out your wrists and then carefully stretch the arms up over your head. If you're ready to in this moment, take a big stretch now, as if it's that stretch, your first stretch of the day and you're just waking up out of bed. Take a nice deep breath in. Stretch away your toes and then exhale to soften. Take a nice big yawn to stretch your jaw. And exhale. And if your feet are over a bolster, just walk your feet to the bolster. And then carefully hug your knees into your chest. Lightly rock on your back from side to side, rocking from side to side. Take your time here. If you're staying in Shavasana, you're welcome to do so. There's no need to rush. If you're coming out of your Shavasana, you're just going to take your palm in front of your chest to slowly ease your way up to seated. Try to keep the eyes closed or keep the head quite low. You maybe find a block or a cushion that we have to hand to come to a seated position. So palms lightly resting on the knees, sitting tall and elegant through your spine. Taking this stillness now with you throughout the rest of today, the rest of your week. Let's just take the hands together in prayer at the heart center and rub the palms together. Build up a bit of heat, warmth into your palms. Place the palms over your eyes and welcome in that softness for your eyes, softness for your gaze. Breathing in, breathing out. And then let the palms lower to the heart center. Take a breath. And a breath out, knowing that everything you have is here in this moment. And then bowing to the earth. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.